boy need a haircut in the worst way. All right, let's go ahead and get into the one thing, man. Battery life on the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3. Now, this is going to be different for everybody out there. I always say battery life, and I usually don't like talking about battery life because it literally can be different for all types of people. And it depends on so many things. The apps that you run, some apps use more battery than others. In the background, you got your cell reception, which that accounts for a lot of your battery life. So there's a lot of things to account for when you're talking about battery life. But I feel like the consensus on this thing is kind of straight across the board. You have your few people that have just, I don't know, they get unicorn battery life out of the Z Flip 3. I mean, I know some people who have 2 days. I don't know how in the world they got 2 days out of their Z Flip 3, but let me know how you do it so I can mimic your settings and maybe come to your house and use some of your cell reception, man. But my battery experience on the Z Flip 3 has been very mediocre. I mean, you guys know I did my dislikes video, and honestly, those dislikes are things that you can kind of look past and little things that may potentially can be cleaned up when we are talking about a software update, especially when it comes to the slower face unlock and different things like that. But for me, the battery life is the main Achilles heel of this phone. And I always say it doesn't matter how cool your phone is. It doesn't matter what features your phone has. If a battery cannot last, it doesn't matter. All those things don't matter if you can't get through the day with a battery life. Now, for my usage, and let me go ahead and pull up one of my best days of screen on time that I had on my Z Flip 3. Now, I know everybody likes to go off of screen on time. Everybody on Twitter, everybody everywhere loves to talk about screen on time. In my opinion, screen on time does not define a phone's battery. For me, what defines a phone battery is when I take it off the charger early in the morning, how long can I go until I have to put it back on the charger? That's what I consider battery life, and that's how I measure my battery life on my devices, but that's just me. So the best day that I got right here of this one was 7 hours and 31 minutes of just straight usage, which means that's how long the phone lasts battery wise. And I got 4 hours and 21 minutes of screen on time. Now, what that kind of relates to is I take this phone off the charger, usually around 6:30 in the morning, and then I'm working from home. So I'm at my desk. I'm over here at my desk, man. I might check an email or two. I might send a few text messages. I might hop on Clubhouse. I might hop on a Twitter space, just the broad things when we're talking about battery. No, I'm not a power user at all. I don't go crazy and do everything like power users do on a phone. If they that much power users, you need to just put a laptop in your damn pocket. But I don't do those things. You see what I'm saying? And usually around 1 to 2 p.m., I'm looking for the charger. And that to me is just, now, there's nothing wrong with charging your device. I know a lot of people say, what's wrong with charging your device up throughout the day? I'm always around chargers. Yes, that's fine. But that's not an excuse to just give a battery life a pass when it comes to the Z Flip 3. Now, where I do give it a pass is probably because I don't think people realize how thin this phone is. This thing is so thin, and I know for a fact, you're talking about a flipping design, you can't put so much battery life into this thing. So I kind of don't fault it. I fault it a little bit, but not that much because like I said, it's such a thin device. And I mean, what can you expect out of something like this device? Now, the second best day I had is this one right here, which is going to be 9 hours of screen on time with 9 hours and 38 of just use, of just how long the battery lasts. And we were at 3 hours and 40 minutes of screen on time. Now, you guys know I've had my Z Flip 3 for over a week. We've had it since release day. This phone knows what I'm doing. It knows the patterns. And in my opinion, I can literally sit here and watch this phone battery go down when I'm actually on it, doing what I need to do on a daily basis. So for me, battery life just gives me a little bit anxiety when I leave out the house. Like I have to make sure this thing's at 100%. And then when I get in the car, I feel like I have to scramble and put it on a charger. And I don't want to have to do that when I'm talking about my main smartphone of choice. Now, I know out there's plenty of videos talking about how to prolong your battery, do these tips on your Z Flip 3 to get the best battery. I know those videos are popular. People love looking at those videos, but in a way, I don't really care for those videos because we shouldn't be trying to baby Samsung when it comes to their battery. You know what I mean? Like, once again, I'm not comparing iPhones to Samsung devices, but when you see me unbox an iPhone, I'm not doing a whole bunch of battery saving tips just so it can get through the day. No, I'm popping my SIM card in there, doing my setup, and I'm going about my business. And I'm not giving a pass for Samsung. I'm not turning off improved accuracy. I'm not turning off 120 hertz. I'm not toning down the screen resolution. I know you can't do it on these, but I'm not doing those things. I want to use the device for what I want to use it for. The price is $1,000 for these devices. I want to use it how I want to use it for. So therefore, I'm not handicapping this. In all, Samsung should look at these videos of people bashing the battery life and feel like, we still need to clean up our OS a bit, because I feel like it's just too many things in the background running that's just causing all types of battery drain in the background that doesn't need to be called for. So before we continue, man, I know a lot of you guys aren't subbed to the channel, man. If you rock with this, you rock what I got going on when it comes to the channel, make sure you hit that sub button. I always say we don't get into the techie specky stuff, man. We have a good time talking about tech, and if you rock with that, make sure you hit that sub button. And it helps the channel, and it's much appreciated from your boy. From me, battery life is just mediocre. Once again, I know for a lot of people out there, battery life can be subjective. You know what I mean? Some people get great battery life, but most people, and I see it in my comment section, a lot of you guys that's the number one question I get asked is, how's the battery life? And this is the video to tell you guys, battery life for me has been mediocre. If the battery life was on a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 5 or a 4. You see what I'm saying? Like, and for my iPhone people who are maybe thinking about getting to an iPhone, I give it the same equivalent battery life that I was getting out of an iPhone 12 mini, which that's not very good. And I know a lot of people might come in here and say, well, I get amazing battery life. That's fine. But I do know the overall consensus on the Z Flip 3 is the battery life just isn't good. And that's what I've been experiencing. I feel like I have to baby it throughout the day. And then we're talking about the mediocre charging speeds. I can fault a phone a little bit when it comes to battery if you can charge up extremely fast. But this thing takes over an hour and a half to charge from 0 to 100%. Now, I'm not saying that I don't have the time or I'm in such a big rush, but say for an example, you do have a low battery and you need to run out the house and you have to be gone for a little while, and you may not want to charge it in your car. You don't even have a car charger. You want to be able to top it off at home real quick. There's no quick top off of this thing. You got to let it sit. You're going to have to let it charge. So that's what's going on with this phone, man. I like it, but the battery life is just such a letdown. But at the same time, I get it because of the technology that we're working with. We're talking about a thin phone that folds, and I feel like over the years they could make it a little bit thicker so we can have a little bit more battery life and you can give us a little bit more milliamps, and then I think everybody will be satisfied, man. That is literally the only thing that I tell people when they asked me about this device. It was Labor Day weekend. People was coming over the house and they was asking me, yo, T, how is this phone? I would say it's an amazing phone. I love the phone. I love it over my iPhone, but the battery life is what is the Achilles heel, AKA deal breaker, AKA fatal flaw. And I hate to say that when it comes to the Z Flip 3. Other than that, amazing device, but it just kind of doesn't do it for when it doesn't do it when it comes to the battery life. It's just hard to get into, man. But that's it, man. Z Flip 3 battery life to me is just okay at best. I can't say it's not a power user's phone. If you're thinking about a power user, if so many comments of people saying that I'm switching from the 12 Pro Max, I'm switching from the S21 Ultra, the Note 20 Ultra. How am I going to like this, or should I go to this device? And I tell them all the same thing. If you're thinking about going into this device with that type of battery life in mind, it's just something that you're not going to get. You may get it, but I think you may not get it when it comes to the Z Flip 3. So just keep that in mind for everybody who's a power user, who are going to form these phones with these huge milliamps. Know that you're backing it down coming to the Z Flip 3, and it's not going to be that amazing in comparison. But technically, T, I'm getting out of here, man. Let me know in the comment section, all you guys that has the Z Flip 3, let me know what the battery life for you is, and I'm curious to see it. I'm curious to hear what you have to say, and that's just my battery life. I know I have bad cell reception at home, but I feel like it should still be getting better battery life than what it's getting. So let's have a conversation down there in the comment section below. You already know, man, do all the YouTube things, hit that sub, like, comment down below, and turn that bell on, because we still kicking off videos of the Z Flip 3, but hope you caught that Easter egg in the video, because we got some more coming on another device, man. But until next time, everyone be safe. Catch you on the next one. Later.